Chapter 5 IoT Patterns Real Time Clients. An important pattern of IoT is ability to sense data and make it available to user in real time, such as home monitoring solutions, inventory alerts. So there is an important pattern of IoT. There is an important ability of IoT, that is, it can sense data and make it available for real time users, such as home monitoring, then inventory alerts, etc. In this chapter we are going to study an intrusion detection system. So this is a block diagram of intrusion detection system. First there is a, on left hand side there is a device, then in middle there is an MQTT broker, then on the right hand side there is a mobile app. First component is an Arduino device that has a motion sensor attached to it. So there is a first component which is an Arduino device that has motion sensor attached to it. Now second component is MQTT broker. We will use publish subscribe model of MQTT for this. Final component is Android app that subscribe MQTT broker and shows an alert notification to user whenever Arduino detects intrusion and publishes a message to MQTT broker. So on the right hand side there was a Android app. So that was a final component and it subscribes to MQTT broker and shows an alert notification to user whenever Arduino detects intrusion and publishes a message to MQTT broker. Learning objective. First, read motion sensor data from Arduino. Second is publish sensor data. So first we are reading data, sensor data from Arduino, then publish sensor data to MQTT broker. Now we are giving it to MQTT broker. Third is build Android app which subscribes MQTT broker. Then we will build an app which subscribe MQTT broker. Then display notification in app whenever a new message is published to MQTT broker. Now display notification in app whenever a new message is published to MQTT broker. Now hardware required. First is motion sensor which is HC SR501. Then second is jumper cables. Third is Arduino. Fourth is breadboard. Now fifth is Wi-Fi shield. Now software required. First software is Arduino IDE 1.6.4. Then second is Android Studio 1.5.1. Circuit. Make sure Arduino is not connected to power source. First, Arduino should not be connected to external power source. Then second, attach Wi-Fi shield to top of Arduino. So we are attaching Wi-Fi shield on top of Arduino and all pins should be aligned. Use jumper cables to connect power plus 5 volt and ground GND ports on Arduino to breadboard. So we are using jumper cables to connect power 5 volt and ground GND ports to Arduino to breadboard. Now use jumper cables to connect power plus and ground minus ports of your breadboard to power and ground ports of motion sensor. Now we are connecting power supply to motion sensor. To read motion sensor values, we need jumper cable from signal port to motion sensor to digital port 3 of Arduino. To read motion sensor values, we need jumper cable from signal port to motion sensor. So we are connecting now to digital port 3 of Arduino. Now this is code for Arduino. First part is external libraries. Hash include spi.hex, hash include wifi.hex, hash include pub_sub_client.hex. First section provides external libraries required to run the code. For internet connectivity, you need to include wifi.hex. For MQTT broker communication, we need pub_sub_client.hex. So first was SPI, that is serial peripheral interface. Second was for internet connectivity, that is Wi-Fi, and third was MQTT broker communication. It was pub_sub_client. Now second section of code, that is internet connectivity section for wireless. This section defines variable constants and functions that are going to be connecting to internet. Codes will be same as chapter 2. So this is internet connectivity section. Now code for reading sensor data. First is int calibration time is equal to 30. Then long unsigned integer low in. Now long unsigned integer pause is equal to 5000. Boolean lock low is equal to true. Boolean take low time. int pir pin is equal to 3. So here calibration time is taken as 30 millisecond, and PIR pin is digital 3 pin. This provides code for calibration sensor function, which waits for motion sensor to calibrate properly. Sensor can take between 5 to 15 seconds to calibrate, so code allows 30 seconds to calibrate. So this is a code for calibration sensor function, and it waits for motion sensor to calibrate properly. Sensor can take between 5 to 15 seconds to calibrate, so code allows, so 30 seconds are given for calibration here. This is code for calibrate sensor. So first part is void calibrate sensor, then in loop pin mode command, that is PIR pin input, then digital write PIR pin low, so we have to give low to PIR pin. Now serial print ln, that is serial print on next line we have to print info calibrating sensor. For int I is equal to 0, I is less than calibration time, then I plus plus. Now serial print dot, then delay for 1000 second. Now serial print dot. Now serial print ln info calibration complete. So here calibration is completed. Serial print ln info sensor active. Now delay for 50 millisecond, and then loop is completed. The read sensor data function reads data from digital pin 3. So read sensor data is a function used for reading digital data from digital pins of Arduino. Result is either high or low. High means motion was detected, and low means there was no motion or motion stop. The additional condition, if lock low is there to avoid publishing too many messages to MQTT broker for same motion. So the additional condition, if lock low was there to avoid publishing too many messages to MQTT broker, so lock low condition was there also. So here our program is starting void read sensor data. So in loop we have if digital read PIR pin is equal to high, means if PIR pin is high, then if lock low, then lock low is equal to false. Serial print info activity is detected. So if lock low is false, then print activity detected. Then serial print millisecond divided by 1000, then serial print seconds. So basically here second is millisecond is 1000 part of a second. So if we divide millisecond by 1000, we will get seconds. Then serial print seconds. Now publish sensor data, then delay for 50 millisecond. Take load time is equal to true. If digital read PIR pin is equal to low, so if PIR sensor is low, then if take load time, then low in is equal to in milliseconds, take load time is equal to false. If lock low and millisecond is equal to low in is greater than pause, so lock low is equal to true. Then serial print info activity ended. So after lock low we are printing activity ended. Now serial print millisecond pause, divided by 100, then serial print seconds, after that serial prints nothing, then we have to give delay. Now we have to give delay of 50 milliseconds, then loop is completed. Now this is program for connecting to MQTT server. Now char server is equal to in bracket iot.eclipse.org. So this is a server for Eclipse. So this is a server which is generated by author for use. This is open server. Now INT port 1883. Now character topic codify things dot intrusion detection. Now void callback char topic byte payload unsigned integer length. Then that loop is completed. Now pub sub client. So public subscribe client. This is the function name. Now server port 0 client. Void publish sensor data. So this is a program for publish sensor data. Now serial.println info connecting to MQTT broker. Now if pub sub client dot connect, then Arduino IoT client. Serial println info connection to MQTT broker successful. Else serial println info connection to MQTT broker is failed. So if pub sub client dot connect Arduino, so if public subscriber client is connected to Arduino IoT client, then print connection to MQTT broker is successful, else print info connection to MQTT broker failed. So now if public subscriber client, so pub sub client is connected, serial print ln, on next line we have to print info publishing to MQTT broker, then pub sub client dot publish topic intrusion detected. So we have printed topic intrusion detected. Serial.println info published to MQTT broker complete. So if that intrusion is detected, we have to print intrusion detected. Now else loop is there. Serial println error published to MQTT broker failed. Pub sub client dot disconnect. So then publish to MQTT broker is failed. So that is else statement. This section of code defines variable, constants and functions that are used for publishing data to MQTT broker. So this section is basically defines variable, constants and functions used for publishing data to MQTT broker. Now this code is same as chapter 3, but it is recommended that we customize some of messages so they do not get mixed up with someone else. So this program is same as chapter 3, but we are customizing few messages. If you are using your own MQTT server, then make sure changes server and port values. So if we are using own MQTT server, so we have to change our port values according to it. So this is standard function part of code. First is void setup. In that loop serial.begin 9600. So 9600 is baud rate. Then connect to internet. So this is function which is required to connect for connection to internet. Then calibrate sensor is also required for connection to internet. Now void loop read sensor data. In this section code implements standard setup and loop functions. So this is basically standard functions code for Android. We are developing an Android app that will fulfill first display a notification in real time whenever motion is detected. So we are displaying real time notification when motion is detected. Then second is create a simple screen where app users can see last motion was detected. So on that screen we can see where the last motion is detected. Now project setup. In this section we are going to create a new project in Android Studio. So Android Studio is an open IDE for creating Android apps. Android Studio can be downloaded from this site, that is http /developer.android.com/sdk index.html. In Android Studio, create a new project from Quick Start screen. So after clicking on new project, configure new project window will open. In application name, enter intrusion detection system. So in that window there is first is name of application. So in that name we have to enter intrusion detection system. Then in company name domain we enter codifythings.com. So basically here we can enter our custom name, but in company name domain we have entered codifythings.com. Now select desired project location and click on next. Now we are selecting desired project location and we clicked on next. Now for this project we will run this app on Android phone and tablet. So select phone and tablet for target platform, click on next. Your app requires a screen to display the time when last intrusion was detected. So for this project we will run this app on Android phone and tablet. So select phone and tablet. So in this section we have to select phone and tablet. For target platform, click on next. Your app requires a screen to display the time when last intrusion was detected. So your app requires a screen to display when last intrusion detected. So to accomplish this we need to create an activity. From activity template selection screen, select blank activity and select next. So here we are selecting a blank activity. In next window, leave default values for activity name, layout name. So we don't have to change in this next window. So activity name, layout name, then title, menu, resource name, these are same as it is. Now we have to click on next. Now Android Studio will create quite a few folders and files. These are most important ones. So Android Studio will create a few important files. They are as follows. First is app/manifest.androidmanifest.xml. This is a mandatory file required by system that contains application information. So this is first file that is created. Now app/java/package hierarchy. So this contains all Java code and unit tests. So this is a second file which contains all Java code and unit tests. Now app/res/layout star.xml. It contains layout XMLs for all screens. So this is another file which contains layout XMLs for all screens. It determines how each screen will look, fonts, colors, positions, etc. Now you can access any layout XML in Java using the auto-generated Java class R. So you can access any layout in Java using auto-generated Java class R. You can r.layout.activity/main. To access an individual element in layout XML, you can use syntax r.id.updated/field. Now screen layout. To start designing screen layout, click on activity/main.xml in app/resource layout folder. This will open main activity screen. So this will open main activity screen.